later this week, that piece of shit son of a bitch George Santos finally has to take his medicine. He finally has to report for an 87-month prison sentence that he agreed to, that he pled guilty to. And yet, in an offline conversation, you were saying that you want George Santos to be pardoned by Donald Trump. I have never heard of a person who accepted a plea deal getting a pardon or a commutation or anything like that. He chose his remedy. He chose his shit pile to sit in. Now let him sit in it. Your thoughts?
So you never heard of someone who accepted a plea deal getting a pardon? I guess you never heard of Hunter Biden or General Flynn, right? Those guys accepted plea deals and they both got themselves pardoned, okay? That happens all the time. Gene,
General Flynn's plea deal turned out to be illegally entered into. There were legal issues with that.
Yeah, well, sometimes the mafiosa guys wear black robes or
and by the way, Hunter
degrees.
Biden was found. I want to clear up the facts here. Hunter Biden was found guilty and then received a pardon.
He also pled guilty to the second batch of charges that were against him. The first plea deal fell through. Then he got found guilty for some BS. Then he pled guilty to some other crap, and then he got his pardon.
Okay, so it's just all details here. The fact that he was convicted and then pardoned.
Because he had the gun and the tax charges separate. One he went to trial for, one he just pled guilty for. His father pardoned him for all. Put that aside for a second, Gene.
But the basis for the pardon, no, I will not. The basis for the pardon was because that Joe Biden, and it was written into the auto pen pardon, whether he wrote it or not, said that there was an unequal justice system against his son, and that because he was found guilty, that's why he was getting the pardon for everything.
Oh, and by the way, time out. I actually agreed with that logic back then. Does Hunter Biden deserve to get charged with that felony for ticking off the wrong box on a gun application form? Like, no, he didn't, right? Most people don't get charged with that. So I'm going to put that aside for a second because I don't believe that justice is fair in this country. But sometimes the gangsters wear robes, Gene, or they masquerade as lawyers, officers of the court, right? They overcharge you, and especially on the federal side, they dangle a life sentence over your head. And then they offer you a sweet plea deal to get out of it, right? That's what they did to General Flynn, and that's what they did to George Santos. George Santos was facing decades in prison. For what? Name the charges, Gene. Go ahead. Tell me.
There were 20 charges against George Santos, all in connection with his illegal campaign operations. You want me to give you the list of the charges?
They basically revolved around identity theft, which was BS.
Okay, no. Here were the charges were campaign finance fraud, falsifying financial records, embezzling from donors, unauthorized credit card charges, wire fraud. I mean, this is apparently it's no big deal. It was actually aggravated identity theft, false statements. He ended up pleading guilty and admitting that he did these things. And yeah, he may have done it to save himself, but now that he has saved himself and chosen and picked his poison, take the fucking poison. Follow through on what you said you were going to do. Otherwise, it's just another fraud and another lie that George Santos perpetrated on everyone. And now he's trying to get out from under that punishment. I see you laughing, and I know that you know I'm right.
No, you're wrong. He's not trying to get out of any punishment. He's going to report to jail tomorrow. That's what he's doing, right? I'm saying, this is Ross Galloway saying that George Santos deserves a pardon. The justice system is broken. He was targeted because he's a Republican, a gay Republican, a gay person of color Republican who happened to win in New York City, right? So they went after him.
By the way, he ran against a gay Democrat. So that's got nothing. I mean, gay and gay
ain't that just fantastic?
In my culture war, gay and gay cancel each other out there, pal. That's neither a virtue nor a knock on George Santos, whatever his orientation.
Gene, you're just mad because the man claimed to have a volleyball scholarship to college, and that's why you hate him, right? Because it's funny. And no,
I'm mad. I'll tell you why I'm mad. Don't put words in my mouth about why I'm mad, Mr. Strawman argument bullshit here. I'm mad because he defrauded Republicans. He defrauded our own. And you seem to be okay with that. Oh, he defrauded Republican donors that give money to campaigns and keep us in the race. That's no big deal. We can just make more money. Okay there, Mr. Soros. I guess, you might as well be lining up at Columbia and taking that money too, right?
Did you watch any of his interviews where he explained what actually happened?
Oh, yeah. I love his explanation after the fact. No, I pay attention to his guilty plea. The things that were done under oath.
He's not a rich man, Gene.
I would not trust this man outside of the courtroom if his tongue was notarized.
He literally said that they bled him dry and he ran out of money and he was unable to defend himself.
Boo. Freaking who?
So he had to take a plea. And I believe that, by the way, because General Flynn said the same thing. They took everything that he had. Look at Alex Jones. Look at anybody on our side. They bleed you dry, and then they force you into a plea deal when you can no longer afford to defend yourself.
Was that before or after he bled other Republicans dry?
So you keep saying he bled other Republicans dry.
Yeah.
The main charges revolve around, and Act Blue, by the way, does this to this day still, what George Santos got convicted of doing. When you sign up and give a political donation, there's a box you can check to make it a recurring donation, right? So people were checking that or not unchecking it. And if you were a max contributor, that recurring donation started happening. And his treasurer and himself, who were both liable, didn't catch it. So he wound up taking too much money from contributors, and he spent some on like haircuts and Botox. Okay, so you get 7 years in jail for that? For a mistake that a treasurer probably is more culpable than he is, but he's the candidate, I get it. And he bought some Botox with some campaign contributions so he could look good on TV. Okay, 7 years, he got thrown out of Congress. But he got thrown out of Congress, by the way, by Republicans before he was given his due process and found guilty of anything. He was thrown out, right? And that's what you agree with, playing fair and going after our guys more harshly. Bob Menendez served right up until the day he was thrown in a jail cell. That's the New Jersey senator with gold.
And if that's how Democrats want to handle their business, so be it for them.
It's the people's business.
But by the way, the complete mischaracterization of the multiple schemes that George Santos was doing here is completely out of line. Between 2020 and 2022, Santos was executing a scheme to steal the personal identity and financial information of contributors to his campaign. That's not just the big donors. That's little donors like you and me. He then repeatedly charged contributors' credit cards without authorization, and the funds were transferred to Santos's campaign, but then money was also transferred into his personal accounts. And to conceal the source of all the funds and circumvent all the campaign contribution rules he had, he filed false filings. It was all part of one scheme. So when you say, oh, it was just false filings, oh, it was just checking off the wrong box. No, that's not what it was. He also had an unemployment insurance scheme. He made false representations to the House of Representatives, which if you want to say whatever, fine. But there were real people, real Republicans on Long Island that were victimized by this guy. He's going to jail, and that's great. I love to see it. It's justice. Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show. But now this man wants to go on all these interviews, and he wants to talk about how he's going to die in prison. He's not going to make it out. He's going to a medium security prison, and therefore, oh my God, what is I gonna do? Interviews like this that he gave a couple of weeks ago to Tucker Carlson. Listen to the fucking crocodile tears from George Santos here.
Tucker, can I be honest with you?
I hope you will.
I don't know that I survive it. They're putting me in it.
Any guy that's
they're putting me in a vibe.
By the way,
they're putting me in.
Any guy that starts with, "Can I be honest with you for a second?" is a fucking liar, by the way. Continuing on.
A violent prison. It's a medium facility. I'm not a streetwise guy. I don't know how to fight. I'm a gay man. Statistics tell you what happens to gay men in prison. I don't know that I survive this. I'm being honest. I mean, I can't change that. It's sad. I have a family.
Are you serious?
I'm genuinely serious. People think I'm exaggerating when I say this. I've never had to fight a day in my life. I grew up in a very sheltered life, apartment kid in New York City.
Yeah, Confucius says stop being such a drama queen.
In wilderness, let's call it. I like skiing, but it's just not me. I'm not that guy. I don't know that I survive this. I mean, this could be very much my last interview, and I'm not trying to be over dramatic here. I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be over dramatic. I'm just being honest. You know who has to say that? Fucking liars, Galloway. I have zero sympathy for this guy. This guy should have no nice things, and he wants to be in protective custody for 87 months. He requested a tablet so he can write things and get paid while in prison. They denied that. Good. Prison should be painful and difficult for the person going to jail. There needs to be some recidivism and some punishment for George Santos here. And I don't care if his Botox is going to sag or fill in different places. I don't care if his chin filler is going to move on his face. He made his choice. Bottom line.
I'm just looking here. So Bob Menendez, who had gold bars in his pocket.
Stop comparing Democrats and Republicans like this.
So do we have a two-tier justice system, or is it?
No, you have a constitution that requires certain measures here. Coffee Grinder asked about a congresswoman who beat the Border Patrol officer not being removed. How do you remove a member of Congress? The Constitution prescribes how. It can't be done by one party at this time. It has to be done by both. So you can have every Republican vote to expel this person. But if you get one Democrat to vote against it, they're not going anywhere. So blame the Democrats for not believing in law and order, for keeping people like Bob Menendez and not forcing them out, or keeping people like this other congresswoman in that Coffee Grinder is talking about that I honestly don't know about, but I'm taking his word for it. Blame the Democrats
about it. You played the video a million times. What's her name? LaQuanda, whatever, in New Jersey, throwing elbows.
Oh, you're talking about LaMonica McIver. Okay, yeah. She got indicted.
Okay, well, she's still serving and still drawing a paycheck.
And you need 2/3 of the House to expel her.
So why not get them on record, Gene? Where is the Speaker of the House to bring it to the floor?
Get them on record, great. So we waste a half hour we waste a bill, 2 days, get them on record. Then what?
They're on vacation right now for the whole month of August. You can bring them back and do that. We're not wasting any time. They're not working.
Again, to what point and purpose if you're not going to win?
What do you mean, what point and purpose? I want to know which Republicans are spineless and who will vote to not expel her.
Every Republican would vote to oust McIver.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
They will.
No, they won't. There's a lot of them that think like you, Gene, where it's better to go after your own, to take the high road, than it is to actually fight fire with fire.
Oh, you mean principled people? You mean principled people?
You can call it principled if you want. At the end of the day, good or bad, I'm the guy with the gun. You know what I mean? What's his name? Jack Nicklaus said this in The Departed once. At the end of the day, when being a cop or a robber, what's the difference when there's a gun pointed at you, right? It don't matter, the principled part. Get out of here, man. You're going to take the principled road right into a FEMA camp and get re-educated in the future.
Sure. Bro.
You're going to take the principled high road right into a re-education camp that run by the Democrats.
If you could get LaMonica McIver out of office through that vote, let's hold the vote.
Well, I just want to see who votes no.
Why would you? We already know who's going to vote no. Every Democrat who went on record in support of her.
And Nicole Malliotakis and Nancy Mace. I want to see it. Let's see it.
Why would you want to alienate a one-vote majority?
Why? Because we got the big, beautiful bill passed, and you know what else they're going to pass? Nothing. So F them, right? Who cares at this point? Get rid of them.
Coffee Grinder wants overtime. I love it. If you like that clip from our new show, Behind Enemy Lines, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other shows, and tune in live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.